Organic eats have taken off like crazy these past few years. Moms chasing the best for their kids, picky seniors watching every bite, folks from all walks shelling out extra bucks for that organic sticker, figuring it's a straight ticket to better health. Even with the steeper prices, millions of US Americans, maybe you too, are forking over the cash without a second thought. But here's the dirty little secret nobody wants to spill. A bombshell CDC study from the National Health and Nutrition Examination Survey, NHANES 2013-2014, blew the lid off. Detectable levels of glyphosate, the world's top herbicide, that same nasty stuff you see hosed on roadside weeds to wipe out plants and flagged for potential nerve cell damage, turned up in over 80% of urine samples from kids and adults across the US. That's 1,885 out of 2,310 tested. Even organic hasn't shielded us from this widespread creep into our systems. Here's the tough question that's hitting a lot of us right in the gut. If you're shelling out extra for organic groceries to keep harmful chemicals out of your body, why is glyphosate, the world's most common weed killer, still showing up in so many American systems? Are we really getting solid protection from that premium price tag? Or is it mostly just a feel-good label propping up a massive industry fueled more by clever ads than actual benefits? In this video, I'm pulling back the curtain on the real story behind organic foods. I'll break down 10 so-called organic pantry staples that might not be worth keeping around, and spotlight 5 items where going organic truly makes a difference. Pay close attention. Organic isn't the magic shield a lot of folks think it is, and some common myths about it are leading people to eat what they believe is clean while still facing unnecessary risks. Let's kick this off with a straightforward question that hits most of us right when we're cruising the grocery aisle. Do you spot that organic label and toss the item into your cart without even flipping it over to check the fine print? If you're nodding yes, trust me, you're in good company with millions of other shoppers. We've all been trained to see organic as a golden stamp that screams pure, safe, and hands down better for you. And to be fair, the USDA's organic rules are no joke. They ban synthetic pesticides, GMOs, growth hormones, and the routine use of antibiotics. Crops have to come from carefully managed soil, and livestock can't be crammed into factory-style setups. But here's the key thing a lot of folks miss. Those USDA organic rules are all about how the food is grown and produced, not about whether it's actually nutritious or ideal for your body. Slapping an organic label on something doesn't magically make it great for stabilizing your blood sugar, revving up your metabolism, or protecting your health down the road. In fact, that little green sticker can sometimes lull people into a false sense of security. I like to call it the health halo effect. When something looks wholesome and clean, we drop our guard and figure it's automatically okay to eat more of it. For seniors especially, those little slip-ups can quickly spike blood sugar, pack on belly fat, or crank up inflammation. And get this, multiple studies have found detectable glyphosate residues even in organic staples like oats, soybeans, and strawberries. The organic food world has ballooned into a huge industry these days, and honestly, I'm all for it if it's truly making us healthier as a nation. The real issue? A ton of companies slap that organic label on their stuff, mainly to jack up the price tag, while what's actually inside the package can still be pretty questionable for your body. I'm not here to say ditch organic shopping altogether, far from it. What I am saying is stay sharp and don't assume the label does all the heavy lifting. Let's dive into some common organic pantry items that might deserve a second look before you keep stocking up on them. Number 1, oats. Yeah, this might catch you off guard, but it's something we all need to hear straight up. Oats, yes, even a lot of organic ones, often rank among the foods with the highest traces of glyphosate in your everyday diet. Back in 2018, tests from the Environmental Working Group showed the weed killer popping up in nearly all samples of popular oat-based cereals, granolas, and bars made from conventionally grown oats, with many levels way above what their experts flag as safe for kids. Here's why that happens. Beyond just killing weeds during growth, farmers sometimes spray glyphosate on oat crops right before harvest as a quick-drying agent. It evens out the crop and speeds things up for bigger profits. But that means more residue ends up sticking around in the grains you pour into your breakfast bowl. You're not just getting wholesome oats, you're getting a side of herbicide that the plant absorbed in those final days. What's really got researchers worried is emerging evidence that glyphosate can slip across the blood-brain barrier and spark neuroinflammation, the kind tied to higher risks of cognitive slip-ups, Alzheimer's, and Parkinson's down the line, especially as we get older and those conditions hit harder. Number 2, seafood, especially salmon. A lot of folks swear by salmon for its heart-healthy omega-3s, and they're spot on if we're talking about genuine wild-caught salmon from pristine waters. But that organic label you sometimes see on salmon fillets, it's a whole different story. Here's the straight scoop. In the United States, there's no official USDA organic certification for any seafood, including salmon, because federal standards for aquaculture just aren't in place yet. True wild-caught salmon, especially from clean Alaskan or Northern Pacific runs, delivers a powerhouse of natural omega-3s with minimal pollutants, thanks to their diverse diet and vast ocean habitat. On the flip side, salmon labeled organic is almost always farmed, often imported from places like Europe with their own rules, and raised in controlled pens, where factors like feed quality, antibiotics, and potential contaminants are tougher to fully regulate. For seniors whose bodies don't clear toxins as efficiently anymore, those differences can add up to unnecessary strain over time. If you're after the real deal benefits without the guesswork, stick to wild-caught options with clear sourcing info, proven origin and sustainability beat a flashy label every time. Number 3, strawberries. Everybody loves strawberries. They're sweet, juicy, and perfect for snacking or tossing into a smoothie. But here's the catch. They regularly top the lists for pesticide residues because of their thin, porous skin and the way they grow right down near the soil, soaking up whatever gets sprayed around them. Unfortunately, even organic berries aren't always completely in the clear, thanks to drift from nearby fields or lingering contaminants in the environment. For folks over 60 whose livers and kidneys aren't quite as efficient at clearing out toxins anymore, that slow buildup from repeated exposure can hit harder. If you can swing it, go organic when picking strawberries, but don't go overboard just because the label says so. Mix things up with lower residue fruits like blueberries or citrus, and always give them a solid rinse under running water to knock off whatever you can. Number 4, tofu. Soybeans are one of the heaviest sprayed crops out there. Most of the soy grown right here in the US is genetically modified to handle massive doses of glyphosate, letting that herbicide build up inside the beans themselves. That means even organic tofu, made from non-GMO soy, can still pose issues if you're eating it day in and day out, particularly as you get older when your body doesn't clear toxins as quickly and hormones can get thrown off more easily. The smart move? Keep things balanced and mix it up. Don't lean too hard on soy for your protein. Rotate in other great plant-based options like lentils, quinoa, or chia seeds to give your body a break and a wider range of nutrients. Number 5, organic snacks. US, because those cookies, chips, or snack bars are stamped organic, doesn't turn them into health food. They're still treats packed with carbs, fats, and calories. That glowing organic label can trick us into thinking they're harmless, leading to bigger portions and more frequent grabs from the pantry. For anyone over 60, that habit can quietly fuel insulin resistance, crank up inflammation, and pile on unwanted pounds. Stick to this simple guideline. Choose options with a short ingredient list, 0 added sugars, and save them for occasional indulgences only. Number 6, thick-skinned fruits. Fruits like avocados, bananas, pineapples, and mangoes come with built-in armor. Those thick, peel-away skins act as a natural barrier, keeping most pesticides away from the part you actually eat. Year after year, independent tests show these picks consistently rank at the bottom for chemical residues. So unless you're planning to snack on the rind or peel, shelling out extra for the organic versions usually doesn't give you much real bang for your buck. Number 7, organic white bread. Whether it's organic or conventional, white bread is still highly refined. The milling process strips away the bran and germ, taking most of the fiber, vitamins, and minerals with it. That fancy organic label doesn't magically put those nutrients back in or make it a whole lot healthier. If bread's on your menu, go for true whole grain options first, and only then think about splurging on the organic version for potentially cleaner ingredients. Number 8, chickpeas. A lot of dry beans and lentils get hit with herbicides right before harvest to dry them out faster and make processing easier, which means residues can stick around, even showing up in some organic batches. If you're watching your spending, you're usually better off grabbing plain dry legumes, soaking them overnight, and cooking a big pot yourself. That way, you skip the potential extras that sneak into canned versions, even the organic ones, and end up with a cleaner, cheaper option overall. Number 9, dry pasta. Refined pasta goes through so much processing, milling, extruding, and drying that it usually ends up with barely any pesticide residues left behind, even if it started from conventional wheat. Splurging on the organic version doesn't give you much extra protection in most cases, especially with basic white pasta loaded with additives or flavors. Your best bet? Flip the package over and scan that ingredient list every time to make sure you're getting something simple and clean. Number 10, onions. Onions are tough little guys. They've got all those thick, papery layers wrapping around them, shielding the part you eat from pretty much everything sprayed on the outside. Year after year, tests put onions near the very bottom of the list for pesticide residues. So unless you're munching on the skins, dropping extra cash on organic onions just doesn't move the needle much. Save that money for stuff where going organic When it comes to crafting a diet that truly fuels vibrant, long-term health, especially as we hit our 50s and beyond, it's the thoughtful, higher-quality choices in everyday staples like meat and dairy that can shift the needle in a big way. We're not talking about overhauling everything overnight or chasing fads. It's about selecting foods produced in ways that prioritize animal welfare, nutrient density, and minimal interference from modern industrial shortcuts. These upgrades often deliver superior flavors, better satiety, and real physiological perks that help combat the natural wear and tear of aging. Leading the pack in this category are grass-fed organic beef and organic whole milk, two foundational foods where the better versions shine brightly due to tangible differences in farming practices and resulting nutrition. When it comes to crafting a diet that truly fuels vibrant, long-term health, especially as we hit our 50s and beyond, it's the thoughtful, higher-quality choices in everyday staples like meat and dairy that can shift the needle in a big way. We're not talking about overhauling everything overnight or chasing fads. It's about selecting foods produced in ways that prioritize animal welfare, nutrient density, and minimal interference from modern industrial shortcuts. These upgrades often deliver superior flavors, better satiety, and real physiological perks that help combat the natural wear and tear of aging. Leading the pack in this category are grass-fed organic beef and organic whole milk, two foundational foods where the better versions shine brightly due to tangible differences in farming practices and resulting nutrition. Let's break down grass-fed organic beef first. Picture cows roaming open pastures, munching on a varied diet of grasses, herbs, and forages, just as evolution designed. This lifestyle yields meat with a dramatically improved fatty acid profile, much higher in omega-3s, the anti-inflammatory kind found in fish, plus elevated levels of antioxidants like vitamin E and beta-carotene. In contrast, conventional grain-fed beef often skews toward pro-inflammatory omega-6s and may carry residues from antibiotics, hormones, and feedlot chemicals. For folks in midlife and older, when inflammation can quietly fuel everything from arthritis to cognitive fog and heart issues, opting for grass-fed organic makes practical sense. Research backs this up, showing potential benefits for reduced inflammatory markers, improved cholesterol management, enhanced metabolic health, and even better brain function over time. Now, onto organic whole milk, a comeback kid in the nutrition world after years of low-fat dogma. Full-fat dairy from organic sources isn't just creamier and more indulgent, it's often nutritionally superior when the cows are raised right. Organic standards prohibit synthetic hormones, like RBGH, which can increase stress on cows and alter milk quality, and routine antibiotics, while encouraging pasture access. This typically results in milk loaded with higher omega-3s, conjugated linoleic acid, CLA, a compound linked to fat loss, muscle preservation, and anti-cancer properties, and natural vitamins that are more bioavailable in their fat-soluble forms. As we age, maintaining bone density, hormonal balance, and steady energy becomes key, and these fats help with nutrient absorption, satiety, so you snack less, and even immune support. Many people report better tolerance too, possibly due to fewer additives. Use it in your morning coffee for a luxurious latte feel, blend into protein shakes, pour over oatmeal, or enjoy a cold glass. It's versatile nourishment that feels like a treat. Let's break down grass-fed organic beef first. Picture cows roaming open pastures, munching on a varied diet of grasses, herbs, and forages, just as evolution designed. This lifestyle yields meat with a dramatically improved fatty acid profile, much higher in omega-3s, the anti-inflammatory kind found in fish, plus elevated levels of antioxidants like vitamin E and beta-carotene. In contrast, conventional grain-fed beef often skews toward pro-inflammatory omega-6s and may carry residues from antibiotics, hormones, and feedlot chemicals. For folks in midlife and older, when inflammation can quietly fuel everything from arthritis to cognitive fog and heart issues, opting for grass-fed organic makes practical sense. Research backs this up, showing potential benefits for reduced inflammatory markers, improved cholesterol management, enhanced metabolic health, and even better brain function over time. Plus, it tastes richer and more robust. Think juicy steaks or burgers that satisfy deeply without needing heavy sauces. Incorporate it into grilled dinners, slow-cooked roasts, or ground beef tacos, and you're building resilience one meal at a time. Building on these core swaps, let's layer in a few more targeted upgrades that align perfectly with aging gracefully, controlling hidden inflammation, bolstering gut integrity, and slashing unnecessary chemical exposures, all while keeping things delicious and doable. Start with organic cooking oils, the unsung heroes, or villains, of your kitchen. Everyday cooking involves heat and fats, so quality here matters immensely. Choose cold-pressed organic options like extra virgin olive oil for low-heat uses or avocado oil for higher temps. These are mechanically extracted without hexane solvents, extreme heat, bleaching, or deodorizing chemicals common in refined conventional oils, processes that can degrade nutrients and introduce trace toxins. The payoff? Retained polyphenols and antioxidants in olive oil that support heart health and longevity, plus stable monounsaturated fats that don't oxidize easily. Over decades, minimizing these exposures can protect against oxidative damage linked to aging concerns like vascular stiffness or joint wear. Drizzle olive oil on salads, use avocado for stir-fries or roasting veggies. Flavor pops, and your body thanks you long-term. Plus, it tastes richer and more robust. Think juicy steaks or burgers that satisfy deeply without needing heavy sauces. Incorporate it into grilled dinners, slow-cooked roasts, or ground beef tacos, and you're building resilience one meal at a time. Another easy win: organic yogurt. Skip the sugary, additive-laden cups and go for plain, full-fat organic varieties made simply from milk and live cultures. Free from artificial thickeners, colors, hormones, and antibiotics, it delivers potent probiotics that foster a thriving gut microbiome, crucial as digestive efficiency and immunity naturally dip with age. A healthy gut influences everything. Better vitamin synthesis, reduced systemic inflammation, stable blood sugar, mood regulation, and even skin vitality. Top it with fresh berries, a sprinkle of nuts, or cinnamon for breakfast parfaits. Use as a base for savory dips and marinades, or enjoy straight, creamy, tangy satisfaction that powers your day. Finally, don't sleep on mushrooms. These nutrient-packed fungi deserve a regular spot on your plate. Grown in controlled, humid environments, conventional mushrooms can absorb pesticides, fungicides, and other treatments used to prevent contamination. Organic versions sidestep most of that, often at minimal extra cost, while potentially retaining more of their natural compounds like beta-glucans for immune boosting, ergothioneine for antioxidant protection, and unique fibers for gut health. Varieties like shiitake, cremini, or portobello add umami depth to stir-fries, soups, or grilled sides, supporting everything from brain health to detoxification as you age. At the end of the day, going organic selectively isn't about perfection or a fancy label. It's a smart strategy in your toolkit. Combine it with reading ingredients, favoring whole foods, staying active, and listening to your body, and you'll stack the odds for feeling strong, sharp, and energized well into your later decades. Small swaps like these, they add up to a lifetime of better living. Question 1. Does this mean eating organic food is pointless? No, eating organic food is not pointless, but it is also not a guarantee of good health. The organic label only explains how a food was produced, not how it affects your blood sugar, inflammation, or metabolism. An organic cookie or snack can still harm metabolic health if eaten regularly. Organic should be treated as a tool to reduce certain exposures, not as a free pass to eat without limits. Question 2. Should people over the age of 60 eat completely organic? No, most people over 60 do not need to eat 100% organic. At this stage of life, the priority should be blood sugar stability, inflammation control, muscle preservation, and brain health. Trying to make every food organic often leads to unnecessary expense without meaningful benefit. A targeted approach, focusing on the few foods where organic truly matters, is far more effective. Question 3. Are labels like natural, clean, or farm fresh reliable? These labels are largely marketing terms and are not strict health guarantees. They are designed to create trust and emotional reassurance rather than provide nutritional protection. Even certified organic products can still be unhealthy if they contain high levels of sugar, refined carbohydrates, or industrial oils. Reading the ingredient list is always more important than trusting the front label. Question 4. If my budget is limited, where should I prioritize buying organic? When money is limited, organic should be prioritized for foods that concentrate chemicals or directly impact daily metabolic health, such as meat, dairy, leafy greens, cooking oils, and yogurt. Many foods, including thick-skinned fruits, onions, dry pasta, and refined grains, rarely justify the higher organic price. Smart allocation of budget matters more than buying organic across the board. Question 5. Does organic food reduce the risk of chronic disease? Organic foods may reduce exposure to certain chemicals, but they do not directly prevent diabetes, heart disease, or cognitive decline. These conditions are influenced primarily by overall diet quality, protein intake, fiber, fat balance, physical activity, and sleep. Organic is supportive, not curative, and should never replace foundational health habits. Question 6. Should I fully trust Dirty Dozen and Clean 15 lists? These lists are useful as general guidance, but they should not be treated as rigid rules. Pesticide exposure varies based on food source, season, preparation, and frequency of consumption. Use these lists as tools to inform choices, not as absolute indicators of safety or danger. Question 7. If I don't buy organic, how can I lower chemical exposure? Chemical exposure can be reduced by rinsing produce under running water, using short baking soda soaks, peeling thick skins when appropriate, and rotating foods rather than eating the same items every day. Most importantly, limiting ultra-processed foods has a much greater impact on long-term health than buying organic versions of processed snacks. Question 8. Is organic food better for people with diabetes or prediabetes? Organic food is not automatically better for blood sugar control. Organic sugar, organic bread, and organic snacks still raise glucose levels. For metabolic health, carbohydrate quality, portion size, and meal composition matter far more than whether a food is organic. The label does not change how the body processes sugar. Question 9. Can organic food alone improve or heal health problems? No single food label can heal the body. Health improvement comes from long-term patterns, not from buzzwords. Organic food can reduce certain risks when chosen wisely, but it cannot compensate for poor diet structure, lack of movement, or chronic overconsumption. Claims that organic food alone leads to healing should be approached with caution. Question 10. What is the most important message viewers should take from this video? The most important takeaway is that food should be chosen based on its real impact on the body, not on emotional reassurance from a label. Organic is a helpful tool, but knowledge, moderation, and metabolic awareness are far more powerful. Health is built through informed decisions, not stickers on packaging. Before we close this video, I want you to pause for a moment and reflect on something important. Health is not something we lose suddenly, and it is not something we regain with one perfect decision. It is built quietly over years through habits that often go unnoticed. What you eat each day, how much you trust labels instead of ingredients, and whether you make choices out of understanding or out of fear, all shape your future health, especially as the body changes with age. This channel exists for one simple reason: to help you make clearer, calmer, and more informed decisions about your health. Not to scare you, not to sell you shortcuts, and not to tell you that one label or one trend holds all the answers. Real health does not come from chasing the newest promise in the grocery store. It comes from knowledge, balance, and consistency. You do not need to eat perfectly. You do not need to buy everything organic. And you certainly do not need to feel guilty for every choice you have made in the past. What matters is awareness, learning how food truly affects your metabolism, your brain, your energy, and your quality of life over time. If this video helped you see food labels differently or made you think twice before trusting a sticker without reading what is inside, then it has served its purpose. And if you know someone who is spending money on healthy foods without really understanding what they are buying, please share this video with them. Sometimes one honest conversation can prevent years of silent damage. If you found value here, take a moment to like this video. That simple action helps this message reach others who may be searching for guidance, clarity, and practical advice as they age. And if you want to continue learning how to care for your body in a realistic, evidence-based way, subscribe to this channel and stay with us. We will keep exploring the truth behind food labels, nutrition myths, and aging, without hype, without fear, and without hidden agendas. Just clear information, thoughtful discussion, and respect for the realities of getting older. Thank you for spending your time here. Take care of yourself, take care of those you love, and I'll see you in the next video.